Putin when he was addressing his nation for almost 2 hours. And I was looking at him because he rarely moved from his podium. So I enlarged the screen. Look at his eye. His eye looks like reptilian. And for the people who say there's cloaking technology that they can, devices or that they can, oh my gosh, it changes their body shape and stuff. I believe it. Good morning. You won't see me during this video because I've got my phone pointed over here, but let's look at who else is in the audience again. I mean, this was from February, but this woman, I don't know who this woman is right here, but she really sticks out like a sore thumb. It's her energy. Her energy does not bode well. And this guy right here, they zoom up a lot on him during the address. He doesn't have the look in his face like the other soldiers do. But her, I don't know who she is. You can see this is the original footage. That's what got me, was her. So look at him. He's at the podium. Well, it's probably best if I just do this. See, you can see him like this. He's normal right here. His face is completely normal, kind of, sort of, at the podium. But then he changes. Then he changes, and you see his eye right there. He changes it completely right there as he's at the podium. I seen him fix his tie once. It went to the side, and he stuck his hand in his chest and fixed his tie. But this is Vladimir Putin. Has more golden palaces than anybody, more or less. He held on to the podium only at one time. Well, see that his finger is a little bit longer than expected. That's the one thing I took the screenshot from, because I saw when he lifted his hand looked a little distorted. It did. That's why I did the screenshot. It wasn't till just a while ago I looked at his face, and his eye has the slant in it. So let me show you this. Let's zoom up. See, here he is normal. Right there, you can see him normal. And his hand is up too, right there. His hand is a little weird looking. That's why I took it. His hand was weird. But he looks normal in the face until we do this. And we see his eye. His eye, you all. And I kept looking at his ears on the side of his face, because at times it looked like there was like unusual stripe patterns on his side of his face where his ear goes like this. It looked like unusual stripe patterns. They were confined to an area. And I've got other photos. They don't show the slant in the eye, but they show something different, you all. I really don't like seeing stuff like this. I don't. And someone said, you know, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Yeah. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. With his hand, also, it's discombobulated looking. We are in a simulation. I hope that we're not a simulation. If we are, we're self-aware, big time. And he looks part robot or whatever he is. Right here. Let me show some other things. Okay, this was him close up right here. Yeah, that's a lot better. But his ear, it's not normal ears either. The final pope. I know, and it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad when I think about it. I've seen lots of people, even like these news broadcasters, you look at them when they first started out, and then you look at them now, totally different. Or take Madonna. They're passing somebody else off as Madonna. Okay. His lips got stripes on them. His lips have stripes on them right here. And that's not normal. This is what he looks like with his lips. He shouldn't have that on his lips. You can see all around his face. This is why I took this one, because right here. Seen the same pattern last night on Netanyahu's face, on his face on the same side. Remember? This was on the side of Netanyahu's face. Now, how is it that you can have Netanyahu's face having the same pattern and Putin also? It's not a coincidence. There's something going on. They both had the same pattern on the side of their face. I really hope that we aren't living in the times when they were warning us, like Mr. Musk and others were warning that we would not be able to tell the difference and they could start a war. Okay, look at this right here. Notice, see the side of his face again, right there on the side. You see? Look at his eyes. I was looking at this and I thought, okay, the eyes. Would you please focus on the eyes? The eyes, they're totally centered. That looks like the technology. If he does have non-human eyes, then the technology is totally focused on the eyes. Right here, you can tell. His nose isn't like that, but his eyes are. His eyes are like that. Look at the square in his eyes also. And his mouth is used. Why would the technology only be on the eyes? Unless they were covering it up. And then on the side of the face over here, this is technology. And like the ears, I'm not going to make this long, you all, because something is really strange. Look. It's the eyes again. Look at this. Here's the whole picture. It is. Yes, he did say it's too late. And I believe it. I believe it. It's too late, you all. We got to weather the storm. The invasion is here. Well, it's always been here, but it's being more pronounced. I was also watching at times during this video, his mouth would go a certain way like this. It looked like he started to glitch out, and the camera would pan away from him. See, look at his eyes. It's not normal. It's not normal eyes. And here's like the stripe-like pattern, the strange pattern on the side of his head. Oh, now this is a good one too. Look at this one, you all. Look at this one. Right over the eyes. Right over the eyes. This is right here. Right over the eyes. I do feel that there is good in this world. I really do. There's good in the world trying to do its best to fight against the bad. And they don't know how to get the message out. When his lips start doing like that, that's when the camera pans away. They're trying to get the message out, but they don't know how. See the ears over here? And they don't know how to warn humanity because the airways are taken over. They're completely taken over. I've never seen eyes like this. I haven't. If the eyes were not the only focus right here, I would say, oh, well, that's just pixelation. This is beyond pixelation, way beyond pixelation at this point. There's something going on. And I noticed he was on the stage. He's way up on the stage. Let me show you. Oh, man. This is weird, you all. I had both my media players open and it shut them down. It shut them down. As I came upstairs, he was way far away. It shut them down. They were all open down here at the bottom, my media player. And when I came upstairs, I was going to, okay. This is how far away he was. See, so they wouldn't be able to see him. They would not be able to see him because he's far enough away. You would not get close enough to see him right here. You only get to see him on the big screen, and this is all it looks like right here. That's all it looks like from a distance. Of course, on the computer, but up on the screens, this is what they would see. I wish they would not have took my stuff off because I wanted to show it. I really did. And they didn't want me to. So again, if you're just tuning in, well, this is the Prime Minister or whoever he was the other day. This is really good. I'm surprised that it showed up, but this was him. If you haven't seen the video, it's a good video. It's crisp and it's clear, and I showed it like this. So we have this person. I was just trying to see if I could see other. You know, I don't know about his head. He reminds me of a Romulan, you know, like a Star Trek Romulan. This is at the ICC, International Criminal Court, which abides by the Roman statute. And if the United States did not sign into the Roman statute with the ICC, but look at his head. It looks like it's Romulan from the Star Trek. And I've saw other people with this same type of a structure on their heads. I have. Okay, and here's the woman. If you're just tuning in, we've zoomed up on her. She sticks out like a sore thumb, and her energy is a bad energy. And this guy, the camera would pan up on him a lot. He looks like this the whole time, as if his body is embodied by something. And this is Vladimir Putin. This is part of a video when he was addressing his nation. You can see that I took an image of him because I thought his hand was different because the other hand stayed on the podium. And as soon as he raised his hand right here, I thought his hand looked different. But what also looked different was his eye right here. You can see, we're going to get a close-up of his eye. It's like almost a 2-hour thing. There's his eye, Vladimir Putin. You can clearly see that this is not right. It was a claw. Oh my gosh, you all. Who's human and who isn't. If you see him on TV, you don't know. You do not know. You don't. You don't believe it. When they put information out there, they're trying to divide and conquer. But this right here, okay, why did I do this one? It was his lips. His lips got like stripes on his lips. His technology, if they do have the technology, his lips are got a glitch in them. And then the side of his face has the same thing like Netanyahu did yesterday. Last night, the same thing happened on his side of the face when it was zoomed up on him too. And then look at the eyes. The technology is focused around the eye area and the mouth area. You can see right here, if you're just tuning in, it's not normal by any stretch of the imagination, and this is beyond pixel. This is beyond plasma screen. Something's happening. Hello, hello, Applebrooks, honey. I'm having a hot flash, you all. I really am. That's okay. I'm going to wait for it to go. This is getting me worked up in his mouth. Right there. I had to zoom up really close with this screen that I'm on in order to get his image. This is very telling. You can see he's at the General Assembly. He's addressing his nation in almost a 2-hour speech. This was from the original footage. And then look at his eyes are deliberately cloaking technology on his eyes. On his eyes. In his mouth. Okay, I just wanted to see his lips. See, it looks like it's, we could say deep fakes. I mean, this could be a deep fake, but is it like an alien species that has cloaking technology? And they can take on any form. They just push the button and it fixes them. Like, what is in his head up here? A chip? It's okay. It's fine. This is when he was glitching right here. He started to glitch, and every time he would glitch, the camera would pull away from him. I think what's going on in the world is extremely serious, you all. Extremely serious. This is his tongue. See his mouth. I thought his tongue looks really strange right here. I thought, what did you do to his mouth? Because it's not a normal tongue at all. It isn't, you all. And his ear, look at his ear at this point. And his eyes. His ears and his eyes and his mouth. And they're running the world. See, look at this. You would trust him over. Can you trust anyone? Can you trust anyone in this world? Can you? We only know what they want us to know, and they do. There is a good cop, bad cop in this world. They play both sides. They play both sides. You got to use discernment. But people can believe what they want to believe. They can. That's your choice. It's his mouth. Yeah. Believe what you want. Something's very strange going on. Totally strange. Earth has been taken over. It really has. And it's a battle taking place on Earth. Yeah. See, he can't hold his shape. He cannot hold his shape. Look at that. Cannot hold the shape. At all. This was the only time with the little bit of footage that I had went frame by frame that I saw this pattern right here. It was the only time. If this is not the real Putin, where is the real Putin? Really? And by the way, the ICC literally formally put out an arrest for him. I watched the thing from the ICC itself, and I thought it was all make believe, but it's not. When they said they had an arrest warrant for him, they did. Look at this. This was what was on Netanyahu's ear, remember? These things were protruding out of his ear, but it was only one. They did better covering him up yesterday, you all. Where are the real people? If we're living in the era of deep fakes, where's everybody out? Where's everybody at? Where is everyone at? Are they underground already and AI has literally taken over the world, or the deep fake, the alien species? Look at this. It's mainly on the mouth. They're all underground, Vonda. I would believe it. I really would. They're underground in their bunkers, and we're on the surface. We are on the surface. That's not even normal eyes. AI is running the world, the algorithm. They're in control. It's like the sci-fi things. And with the phrase, level the playing field, I want you all to type it in. Type in Trump, level the playing field. Type in Biden, level the playing field. And the Japanese or the China person said the same thing, level the playing field. Don't take my word for it. Type it in. Trump himself said level the playing field also. Biden, Obama, they all said it, you all. They all said it. Okay, well, look at his mouth again. Let's look at it. It's best not to even watch the news. It really is. Best not to go looking, because what you look for, you're going to find. You are. Oh, a draconian, Vonda. This is interesting. The draconian against the reptilian. It's like the lesser of two evils. The lesser of two evils on the earth. I not heard of that before. See, when his face started doing this, that's when the camera started to pin away. His mouth would do this. It would get crooked. He would lean his head. And I thought, if he wasn't real, then that's why he did that, trying to maintain his shape, because he was up there for almost 2 hours nonstop on the podium. 2 whole hours. And the people were getting tired. They were getting very tired. Look at the side of his mouth. And his eyes. I used to like to watch him. I did. Watch the videos they did about him. And the palaces. Thought, wow. It's like a kingdom, like his own kingdom. Look at the eyes right here, you all. And how can he remain young looking too? Really ask yourself, how could he, unless it's not him anymore and the real one is gone in his mouth? I don't have all the answers, and there's not a single person on the earth that has all the answers to everything. There is not one. There's not a single person who can tell us all what's happening. If they say they can, they can't. They cannot. They're only hypothesizing. All I'm doing is just showing some very strange occurring things that are happening in the world, and you're going to have to make your own decision. I form my own perception. It's up to you to form your own perception. There are some who do not want to form any perception. They don't want to think that this world is different than what they perceive. I don't want to think that either, but I'm seeing some really strange things, and I've heard some really strange things, and some people that I was for thought they were good. I don't know anymore. I'm starting to change my thing, and I'm thinking it's so, what can you believe? I think it's getting down is we got each other. We do, if you're a human. We've got each other during these times. We've got God. We've got love on the inside of us, you all. We're going to have to band together, because I think a terrible trick is being played on us all. I really, really do. And you may not feel that way. And I really don't think someone's going to come in and save the day. I don't. Not at this point. Not at this point, you all. Not at this point in history. I could be wrong. I would hope that I'm wrong. I really hope I am. And that good will come very soon. And this madness, these things that was happening in the world will end. And we'll live in peace and harmony. I look forward to that day. I really do. But will it come in my lifetime? I don't know. I can hope for it. His mouth would do like this when he started to, his facial expressions started to change, is what happened. Was that the last one? That was the last one, you all. We'll go back to the beginning. So you can see the technology is focused on the whole entire face now. He barely moved. He barely made any type of gestures. He maintained his composure more or less during the whole time, because he did not want to move. But that could be a deep fake. It could be an imposter. Could be an imposter. Could be computer generated. We could be living in a simulated reality. We have it right here. I don't think this is a human. And, maybe sometimes on my videos too, if you look up close, maybe mine look like this. Maybe a lot of people's look like this. Maybe we are in a simulation. It is a thought. It's a school of thought that can't be completely ruled out, but I know technology could make a person look like that. His mouth is gone. Technology, could you? I will get back to his reptilian eye. We will. And his ear does not look like a normal ear. It's way discolored. Looks like kind of robotic. Kind of robotic. His tongue, I don't know about this. I really don't. Thought his tongue looked a little too full or something. And I'll say again, there's been times when I have, only a few times, I looked at myself back in 2018 and I found like a computer chip with like little black circle in one of the things. I don't know if they were digitalizing the humans so they could create their own world. Could be. We could all be digitalized, and this is the other reality that we're living in. They're making copies of us and putting us in a virtual world. That would, I could, that sounds plausible too. Make because you got the metaverse and stuff. Your online identity will be everything, the information about you online. So we could be, there's digital copies of every single one of us because they want to create their own world. I don't think it's too far-fetched. I don't. Oopsie, what happened to you? What happened to his face? See his eyes? Let's see if I can get this. It's just his eyes, you all. And you can't convince somebody of something if they are not ready to change their mind. You cannot. Just like you're not going to make me think the same way you think just because you insist. No, I'm going to think for myself and come to my own conclusion. So I wouldn't expect anybody to totally, you know, agree with everything I say. I don't, because I don't agree with everything I hear from others. I want to come to my own conclusions. I want to study the evidence. I want to go within. I want to pray about it, meditate it, and use some wisdom to try to figure out, what does this mean to me when I see something like this? Can I take everything at face value? You're supposed to guard your eyes, your ears, guard your heart. But I know this showed up on Netanyahu last night, and we had a close up like this, the same thing on his face. Use your wisdom. Don't take me for granted. Don't take everything I say as the God's honest truth. I'm human in this body. I am, you all. But look up the level, the playing field. Trump said it, Biden said it, Obama said it, the God Chinese person said it. Look it up and go click on videos when you do that. Level the playing field and put people's names in it. Who said? And you'll be surprised. I'm not going to look into it. I don't have to. I don't want to. I've seen enough. I've literally seen enough to where I don't want to look into it anymore. Okay, there's his eye. It's like that. And this is him at the podium, and that was his hand. His hand did this, and that's what I saw. His hand didn't match. When he began to raise his hand, it looked different. It didn't look like a real hand, while the other one remained on the podium. Just see, and his eye is closed right here during this period of time. But when we go to the next screen, his hand comes down a little bit, and then his eye. Maybe he was trying to hold his composition, his technology. Maybe. And then this woman, this woman is at it again. She gives me I get bad energy vibes from her. And this guy right here, this woman and this man, the energy coming from them, it feels evil. His literally felt evil. I see nothing in his face at all. Whoever he may be, and her, I think she's a very powerful, powerful person. That's what I sense from her. Very extreme power. And him, I don't know, maybe watching, maybe. All right, so I'm going to go, you all. This is it for me. It's it. I'm done for the morning. I'm sorry, but yeah, this is strange. So I am going to go. And this is Putin's speech. His speech, you can go check it out yourself. They gave to his country. It was almost 2 hours long. Vonda Honey, when someone is cold, that means they're empty on the inside. He was the only one like that. There was another person like that also who looked empty on the inside, and he looked evil too in the audience. No, no, Sister Payne. Yeah, that's right. So, with that being said, you all, thank you, and thank you, Applebrooks Honey. Have a wonderful morning, you all, and hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, you all. Love you.